Today we are going to round Brooks Peninsula. I've been reading up on it. Some places even compared it to Cape Horn. It is a bit of a dangerous body of water. It's littered with reefs. Somehow the mountains create just strengthen the winds. So also when we were looking at the forecast all the time, off of Brooks Peninsula, at the very tip of it is Solander Island or Cape Cook. And things really seem to blow harder there. And the currents meet, and the book is full of scary tales.
Ready?
You excited to see this beautiful peninsula?
I am.
Not many get to see it.
True.
We are attempting to sail down the entire west coast of Vancouver Island, and Brooks Peninsula is a real inflection point in that trip. Last week, when I announced that the next leg of our journey would take us around Brooks, we received this comment: Cape Scott to Brooks Bank is arguably the gnarliest water on the west coast. I've fished and sailed these waters for decades. Don't let anyone play it down. And indeed, we chose our weather window very carefully. The previous week, the northwesterlies had howled around Brooks at 50 knots, which is a big reason why we decided to explore Quatsino Sound while waiting it out. But now, the weather is incredibly calm, too calm even, to be propelled by the wind. But we didn't mind. Being brand new to the area, we weren't going to take any chances with this legendary peninsula. Have you ever read The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle? It's about a rocky outcrop in the middle of a jungle whose geographic isolation has allowed time to stand unaltered. Dinosaurs still roam there. It is as much a time machine as a geographical reality. And that's a little bit how it feels to be here. The natural world defines itself plainly. We humans can only tuck ourselves into the folds of restless bays, seek shelter behind jagged islands, sway with the kelp in unstoppable tides.
That little island there is Solander Island, just off of Cape Cook. It looks wild and stunning. I can see this swell crashing against this side of it, but I wonder if the other side is going to be a little bit more protected, and I wonder if it might be possible, since it is so calm today, to try and anchor somewhere and go have a look. I feel like it's a rare opportunity because how often is it calm enough here to actually be able to anchor? And yeah, for a coast that gets so much rain and it has such incredibly dense vegetation everywhere, the fact that there are no trees on this island, I think, is a testament to how much it gets battered.
Solander Island really is unlike anything I've ever seen on this coast. Only low grasses cling to its jagged form, hinting at the ferocity of winds that accumulate there. In most weather conditions, sailors are advised to pass well west of Solander Island, keeping far out to sea to avoid the many hidden reefs. But we approached slow and tentative, the true rugged beauty of the island revealing itself more and more as we drew closer and closer. Solander Island, like a mythical place from old pirate stories, rose high above us. We gazed upward at grassy cliffs. It didn't feel like we were in British Columbia anymore. The island looked like something from the very middle of the Pacific Ocean, the kind of place where mutineers from times past would have drifted ashore. It held us in a trance. We wanted to climb its cliffs and stare out at the Pacific, but we searched for a safe landing spot and found none.
Oh gosh, careful.
The mussel-covered rocks were awash with Pacific surf. We felt disappointed, but suddenly a sharp sound made us whip our heads around. We were not alone. The wind suddenly began to build, and the clouds began to darken. Already uncertain of our anchorage, we immediately rowed back, still gazing up in awe at this magnificent island. Later, we learned it was just as well we hadn't landed on Solander. Despite no mention in our guidebooks or charts, it's actually a protected ecological reserve, and it's prohibited to set foot on shore. Perhaps that's not mentioned simply because it's so hard to set foot on shore, and in most weather conditions, no one would even attempt it. Still, I always feel quite uneasy about these things. I don't like the fact that an internet connection was required to find that information, considering this is a coast with almost no cell signal. Because we publish these videos, I always really want to follow rules and set a good example, so I always get a little queasy when important rules are ineffectively communicated. Anyway, Solander was now literally and metaphorically behind us, and we charged gleefully along through growing chop.
Yoo-hoo! We are sailing at last! Rolled out the Jenny. I tell you, this Cape Cook, yeah, just as we got here, swell started building, wind is starting. Yeah, but we're so lucky to be out here when it's so calm and so nice, and how cool to sail now. But there's the little eerie feeling about knowing what this place can be 90% of the time, and just when you're there, it like picks up, and you're like, oh no. Oh no, we're really lucky though. Yeah, it's probably very rarely this pleasant. How cool. Now we cruise by this close, no fog, and we get to see it all.
My earlier reference to Arthur Conan Doyle's Lost World actually has some basis in reality. Brooks Peninsula was likely an Ice Age refugium, meaning it escaped the last glaciation. It served as a comparatively temperate refuge for plants and animals, allowing species to persist while the surrounding land lay buried beneath ice. Still today, its flora and fauna retain unique and ancient genetic lineages compared to the surrounding land of Vancouver Island. We plot a course for Columbia Cove, one of the few viable anchorages on the peninsula.
I'm very excited to check that out. Apparently there's a nice sand beach and a good calm anchorage. Okay, it's really shallow. Just put down 15 meters.
Okay.
We're in 5. What a nice place to arrive to. Columbia Cove, super neat. I didn't actually know if we could actually make it into here because that it's very shallow. But I am really, trusting Navionics with their depth charts. Indeed, it was spot on. 7 meters coming in and 5 where we are right now. So I trust that this is the good little hole. But all over there is going to get shallow. So yeah, we are going to explore tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. There's all those beaches with a lot of driftwood and just everywhere here. Looks so cool, and how nice to have such a protected anchorage in a place like this.
Should I play some rummy?
Yeah,
What a neat place.
it is so cool.
It's so cool to be like in places that feel so wild, but then also to have such a calm anchorage here.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I'm tired from the day. It was kind of busy somehow. I don't know, it still got to me. And now it is so rewarding to just relax. Morning. I was exploring Vancouver Island's west coast, and I was reading up on Columbia Cove, where we find ourselves, because this is such a fabulous harbor. Bear, cougar, and smaller animals regularly ply the large drying mud flats of Columbia Cove. Cool. A primitive quarter-mile-long trail leads from the southern end of the beach to the outside beach, listed as Shed 4 above. Cool. There's so much stuff here. Let's go check it out. So cool. All to ourselves. Oh, a bullet shell.
A bullet shell?
Yeah. It's not the musket balls I'm looking for, though. I'm looking for cannonballs and musket balls. And always the good old treasure that I've been looking for ever since I was born. Well, Treasure Island was the first book I ever read, so I think that's the culprit.
Okay, so there's a rope to help us get up this steep section. The trail's definitely pretty rough, but it's easy enough to see so far.
What a cool lagoon.
Right?
Super nice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And interesting at low tide. Good timing.
Yeah. So sandy.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of the West Coast. You don't get a lot of sand beaches on the Inside Passage, but out here.
Hardly any.
So we're definitely not print experts, but all I can say for sure is that this belongs to a creature that is bigger than anything I would like to meet out here. For reference, this is my hand next to it. I'm not a small person. I'm 5'9", and I've got fairly sizable hands, so.
I think that's cougar. That's my guess.
It could be. But again, I don't know. Like, we're gonna have to do a bit more research on how to identify prints.
Totally.
But we've got our bear spray, we've got a big knife, and we're making lots of noise. So I think we'll be fine. I don't know. We don't know enough. We need to figure it out, but...
Yeah, we really don't. Hey?
Give a good bear whoop. Whoop. That was pathetic. Do it. Hey-oh!
Well, I find there's an interesting balance. Yeah, our European wilderness is not as wild. So I'm used to being quiet so that at least you see something. But here it seems to be a different approach.
Yes,
so
very much
I will
so.
start making noise once I actually encounter something.
Well, in the meantime, I'll do it for you, because being a Canadian, it's ingrained.
Yeah. Like, I want to see a bear or a cougar.
Oh my god.
No?
I'm glad I'm with you.
Better not make mating calls.
Wildlife is a reality of this coast, and if left unprovoked, attacks on humans are very rare. We felt comfortable continuing on towards the beach, but I made our presence known by singing as I walked. Aladino carried bear spray on his belt just in case. Still, a small detail that I'd read somewhere lingered in the back of my mind. Brooks Peninsula is apparently well known for its cougar population.
And it's pretty funny, the trail has been marked, quite clearly actually, using just trash that has floated up on the beaches. So there's all these fishing floats. And then this one's pretty funny. It's a jerry can, but it looks like it was from Japan. Yep. Ocean detritus marking the way. Wow, look, there's like a little...
That's amazing!
A flotsam base camp.
Yeah! Picnic station?
Yeah.
Wow, what a beach!
This is amazing!
Oh, what a nice day!
So
The
nice!
sunshine! Amazing!
It's so cool! So well made! Hey, Aladino.
Okay.
We have found a personal-sized beach.
Yeah. Speak for yourself. No. It's a nice one. Oh, what a day. What a day. Look at it.
This is what I imagined the West Coast to be. Wide sand beaches without a soul on them, the gulls and the waves the only sounds in the wild world. Thank you for being here. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. Brooks Peninsula was a really big highlight for us on the entire West Coast journey, and sort of with the benefit of time now, in real time, we have completed the West Coast journey, of course. I can say that it really stood out as one of the highlights. I think the wildness of Solander Island and the beauty of just a huge sand beach completely to yourself is quite special. Speaking of the benefit of time and the fact that in real time the West Coast voyage is now behind us, I actually have a very exciting announcement to share with you. After getting back from our voyage, I sat down and I began to write and to compile photographs from our entire northern voyage trip. And the results of all of that, I'm very pleased to announce, are going to be all put together into a book, which will be released end of March or early April. I'm hoping for end of March, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not ready to put out pre-orders just yet, but of course I will let you know when I am. The Northern Voyage is going to be part travel narrative and part photo book. So the idea is that if you want to just open it up and enjoy some of the photography inside, you can absolutely do that, but you can also read it cover to cover, and it reads as a book with a storyline and something you can follow start to finish. There's also going to be just a few how-to sections, not that many, but I have one on how I make the bread that I always make on board. I have a video about that here too. The idea is for it to be a really beautiful and hopefully inspiring book that kind of just gets you excited for the natural world and maybe for some of your own adventures. I am self-publishing it in hardcover. It's going to be really beautiful. There's all sorts of little details, like there's going to be a bookmark ribbon, which I'm excited about. And just, yeah, it's hopefully going to be a really beautiful volume. So keep an eye out for more announcements about that. It's been a really big dream of mine to write a book, literally since I was 5 years old. I'm not kidding. I've always loved to write. So that'll be coming soon. Another exciting announcement is, if you guys remember, we collaborated with a local artist, Kelsey Oxenen, on making these really beautiful, unique hand-printed t-shirts with a wood block that we carved with Kelsey. We sold out pretty quickly last time, but Kelsey has now restocked her inventory of blank shirts, and so she's ready to send out some more. So if you missed out last time, they're now restocked on Kelsey's website, and the link is in our description. Thank you so much for buying the shirts. They support us, and they also support Kelsey, and I think that's really great. If you missed the episode about making them with Kelsey, you can find that on our channel as well, a few videos back. Big thank you to the folks whose names are now appearing on screen for always going above and beyond to make sure that Magic Carpet keeps being produced. An extra big thank you to all of our patrons for making this all happen. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. If you would like to become a patron for as little as $2 a month, it's really up to you how you decide to sign up. You can do so. The link is in the description, and in exchange, we provide real-time updates on Patreon. Those never get published anywhere else. Okay. I think that's it for me for this week. We will see you next week as our journey down the West Coast continues. We meet a special new friend in Cayucet, and we see some very beautiful and eerie scenery. Talk to you next time.